disabled, and Social Security will pay up. But ARC patients have to prove their disability, prove that their illness will make it impossible for them to hold a job for at least a year. ARC patients can be just as ill, even more ill than some AIDS patients. They can suffer from constant diarrhea, fevers, forgetfulness, and mouth diseases that make it tough to eat. Still, many find an uphill battle in trying to qualify for Social Security. ARC patient Mitchell Bush has for the second time been told no by the Social Security Administration. The letter arrived yesterday, denying benefits. The government believes Mitchell is well enough to work.
Well, I've got every documentation that says I should. I'm disabled. I can't work. I can't walk 3 blocks without resting.
Despite letters from his doctors, Mitchell now has to appeal his case again. He first applied for benefits 10 months ago. Mitchell is broke, forced to live in this 5-foot by 6-foot cubicle at the Episcopal Sanctuary. He will stay here while he waits for the government to act.
They have to have guidelines, but at the same time, they shouldn't make people suffer by not getting it. They'd be entitled to get it.
But that's just what is happening, according to Patrick James, an AIDS patient, a former Social Security employee. James is expending all his energy helping ARC patients through the benefits bureaucracy.
They're allowed to slip through the cracks medically. They're allowed to slip through our social programs and assistance, and they're sort of forgotten people. And it's part of HIV disease. It's all the same disease.
James says Social Security has no clear criteria for disabling ARC. 87% of his clients are denied benefits on the first go-round. Social Security says since 1983, 275 Californians with ARC have applied for benefits. 45% have been approved, 52% denied. The rest are pending. Part of the problem is the application process. Physicians don't always understand the medical documentation needed to prove an ARC disability.
So physicians need to document as well as they can the sources of disability for each individual, even if there isn't a disease name that will automatically grant disability.
Earl McLeod's case has been held up for over a year, partly because of inadequate letters from his doctors. Now, even a Social Security physician believes McLeod's ARC is so disabling that he cannot work. Still, he's denied benefits.
And every day, you go to the post office, and you hope there's going to be a check there. That's the frustration, and it just mounts and mounts and mounts.
Now, Social Security says it is not aware that there are any problems in processing ARC claims. The Associate Commissioner for Disability told me that ARC patients have a wide range of symptoms, and he said that the agency has an obligation to be certain that people who get those benefits really cannot work. And we should add that it's not taking any longer for ARC patients to get their hearing with Social Security than for other people. Social Security usually gets back to them, say, within 3 months. But the problem is so many are turned down at that point that then they have to appeal, and so the process can drag out for those people who don't get approval right away from Social Security. Basically, people here are asking for a little more consideration for these ARC patients. We'll see if that happens.
All right, Lisa, thank you.
Got to be so frustrating. Well, here is more bad news. AIDS patients could be running into big trouble just when they need the help the most in the medical community. A survey of more than 1,000 doctors in the Sacramento area shows that fewer than half of them are willing to treat AIDS patients or people infected with the AIDS virus. The president of the Medical Society participating in the survey says that he thinks the results reflect an ignorance about how to treat the disease rather than a prejudice against its victims. But a local AIDS activist believes that doctors remain fearful of catching AIDS in spite of all of the knowledge available to them about the transmission of the disease.